this is Diane from Teach Pre-K. I've had a lot of comments since I've been doing some videos about tips for the first week with people wanting to know what my first week looks like. When I can get into my classroom, I'm going to show you in detail what I mean, but right now I just want to share with you my first week lesson plan. And I neglect to say until the end of this video, take a screenshot if you would like of my lesson plan so that you can keep it in mind. I will show you the lesson plan for my 3 to 4s, my preschool class, and my 4 to 5s, my pre-K class. Keep in mind that my pre-K class, they've all been through our program. I know all of them pretty well. I haven't been their teacher. We just swap our preschool classes. So the other teacher's preschool class becomes my pre-K class and vice versa. So they've seen me on the playground. They know me. We don't have to do as much really getting to know each other. We don't have to go as slow. They understand how we run centers. The other teacher runs centers the way that I do. The other teacher has the same rules that I do. So we review those things, but I don't have to spend as much time as I do with my 3 to 4s, my preschool group. When I can get into my classroom, I'm going to go through how I run my day from like the beginning to the very end so that you can see the setup of my classroom. My classroom is tiny. I don't have space to keep a science center out all the time. I wish I did. I don't have a space to keep a computer or an iPad out. I wish I did. So my classroom is going to look a little different than yours, but hopefully it'll give you a good idea of how I run things and how I keep things going, and especially what I do the first week of school. So this video does not include all that relationship building. I don't get into specifics about my rules. This is just what my end goal is and how I get there. Okay, so I will go through everything else in great detail as the weeks progress towards school. But I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to leave some important links down at the end of my description. Also, like I said, take a screenshot of my lesson plans. It just might help you as you make your newsletter or lesson plan as well. So here goes. I never do this super gracefully, so I hope you're patient with me. Right now I have my welcome to school, so my first week lesson plan newsletter that I send to parents and my principal on my screen. I am going to take this full screen, but first I'm going to show you that they are a little bit different. This class comes in the mornings, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. My preschool class comes in the afternoon, Monday through Thursday, but they come Friday morning. I'm going to go to my preschool class because this is the class that is not able to do as much. Most of my pre-K kids have been in our program the previous year, and they know what to do. I'm going to enter full screen. Here we go. All right. So my little lesson plan for this week, as with all my lesson planning, begins with the end in mind. Whenever you plan a lesson, you want to think, okay, by the end of the week, what do I want them to know? So I come over here to my learning expectations. This is something I have to do for my principal. You don't necessarily have to have this, but this does help in planning. Children will learn classroom procedures such as lining up, playground behavior, center transition, whole group rules, snack time routine, and more. And then I teach at a parochial school. So we will learn the sign of the cross and the prayer before meals. That is my religion standard. That's what I have to have in here. So yours might look a little bit differently, but I want you to know this is all you want to do. You want by Thursday the kids to know how to line up, how to behave on the playground, the center transitions are going to look like, what the rules are for whole group, and what our snack time routine is. Yes, there's a whole lot more, but I have this teeny tiny space, and I don't want my font to go any smaller than this. I want my plan to be easy to read. So on my own plan that I handwrite out, if you watch my lesson planning video, I'm going to do another one, but you will see exactly what my process is. I handwrite everything out before I fill this in. So I will write every single thing I want them to know so that when I go into filling my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I have tons and tons of ideas. I usually plan so much that there's no way I can get to all of it, but I find ways to sneak things in if I don't have like a special allotted time for it. And if you're a brand new teacher, you're going to be like, wait, how do you do that? As you get better during the year, you're going to figure out like how to do that. You will figure out like little ways to throw in social emotional learning things if you find you don't have time to really dedicate to that. Just by having little discussions about being a friend. How do you feel today? Who feels happy? You just start to find ways to work things in. Okay. One thing that I always have on my lesson plans is what class it's for. And like I've told you guys before, I call my 3-4s preschool. My 4-5s are pre-K. So I go up here to how I save my lesson plans because I save all of these because year to year, I don't change a whole lot, guys. And I just want to cut, paste, change some dates, switch a couple activities around. And that way, I've just made this process 1,000 times easier for myself and I'm saving more time. My first few years, gosh, lesson planning took hours and hours and hours. So I code these as PSNL dot 8/14/23. So preschool newsletter, August 14th, 1923. 1923. Oh my God. 2023. Sorry, guys. I'm like making myself 158 years old. This is just how I save these, and I save them in a file that will be PSNL 23 to 24. So just, you can do it however you want. I'm just telling you how I do it, and I have folders from every year so I can go back and go, what did I do this year? Maybe I want to switch this year up. What did I do 4 years ago? What did I do 10 years ago? And I look at that and go, oh my gosh, I didn't know what I was doing. Okay, so I do my important dates that the parents need to know. Usually I have one person bring snack a week and their name is there. But the first week I do a call out a week to 10 days before the first day of school saying, I need someone to sign up for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to bring snack for 11 kids. And I kind of explain what I want the snack to be. I usually like some kind of fruit or vegetable and a starch, or cheese and a starch. So I wrote down who brings for every day as a great reminder for me, who I should be expecting snack from, and for the parents if they bring snack. I always make sure for the first week of school that I have on hand at least 2 days worth of snacks, just in case somebody forgets. Just because I don't want to have a day where I don't have snack. I put the books I will read. So if you get any of my lesson plans and You guys, I am going to start a subscription service that's going to have lesson plans for every week of the month. And I'll send that out, information about that out in a couple of weeks. But this, if you have any of my lesson plans from Teachers Pay Teachers, I always have suggested books. So all you would have to do is copy and paste that right here. So these are books. I will read probably twice this many books, but I only put as many books as will fit or that I think are super relevant. I always give the parents an overview. First week of school, we'll be learning each other's names and faces, learning procedures and transitions, and learning all the new routines for the classroom. The kids will play a game on the smartboard, play on the playground, hear lots of stories about school, and sing along with Brown Bear, Brown Bear. The first few days, we will teach the sign of the cross and the prayer before meals, because like I said, I teach at Catholic school. My goal is to get the kids used to the classroom and how we do things. I want to keep it as low-key and fun as we can. Lots of playing and exploring and meeting new friends. That is my biggest goal for the week. Do you notice I don't have, my goal is to see how many kids can count to 5 or 10. My goal is to do, math centers and literacy centers every day. That is not my goal because there's absolutely no way I could accomplish that goal. I need to be realistic with myself and with the parents. So, this little thing I love because I always tell them like the super fun and exciting things that we're going to do. I never give away everything because I don't want them to talk to their kids about all the great things that we're going to do. I want some things to be surprises. Over here in this little thing, I forgot to tell you, I put how many kids. This will transition into who has the snack assignment. Once I start doing letter of the week, I will have letter of the week and what letter that we're going to do. At least 1 or 2 activities on that week. If you watch my video about how I do letter of the week, I teach letters holistically. We are learning every letter every single week. I just pick a letter to focus on, that we really focus on the formation of that letter, the sound of that letter, what the uppercase letter looks like, what the lowercase letter looks like, who has that uppercase letter at the beginning of their name, who has that lowercase letter in their name. And that just goes in conjunction with learning all the letters all the time. I will not ever focus on just that one letter for every day of the week because that is not really helping the kids. But it is also, it serves as a guidepost to learning the whole alphabet, but spending that focused time on each letter, and then that way we can review it as the weeks go on. Okay, enough about that. Okay, so then I come down to Monday, and this is what we're going to do. We are learning about our school and classroom through songs and activities. Super open-ended, because I don't know exactly what I'm going to get to. The one thing I do want to do all together is we are going to color crowns with crayons, and our crowns are just kind of like, I survived the first day of school, or I had my first day of preschool, or I had my first day of pre-K, and we color those and I make little crowns that they get to wear home. We introduce centers and how to share and take turns, which we will do. We will break the class into 2 or 3 groups, depending on how many aides I have on Monday. And we will go through as many free choice centers as we can in the time that I'm going to allot for that and show them, how do we play with these blocks at the block table? What if somebody has the train car at the block table that we want? What should we do? Because I do switch out things at the block table every day of that week so we can practice with more materials. We'll go and do the same thing at the Dramatic Play Center and the same thing at the Sensory Bin, the same thing at the Writing Center, and the same thing at our book area. Just really going through, how do we handle these books? Gosh, let's see. One time somebody threw a book. Do you think that was a good choice? Yeah, that's not a good choice at the book center. Books are very special. We handle them with care. And then we've got the Brown Bear book and song plus activity. I always do this during the first week because 9 out of 10 times, every child has this book at home or has heard this book at least one time. And it's an easy book to sing, and it's an easy book for them to go through. And at the end of that book, I'm going to go, hey, did you notice that you can kind of read this book? You could read this book to your mom and dad because all you have to do is look at the pictures and you know what comes next. And they love it. And then I pull it out anytime we have some dead time, and we'll do it again because sometimes you just need to kill some time. On Tuesday for this group, I have photos for class book, name strips, and job chart, and our door. I would love to get to them on Monday, and I usually do them out on the playground. But I also know the kids are brand new, and I've really got to feel them out to see if they're ready for me to take them one by one and take their picture by this cute little tree that we have. Then I have transitioning through centers because we'll practice again. But this time, some materials are going to be new. They're going to see and practice with some of the old things, but there's going to be new things at that block table. And we are going to do that again. And we're going to go through what our rules are at centers and everything else. Scat the Cat color rhymes. You guys, this is just this super fun, wonderful thing that I will be showing you in an upcoming video. I taught with this great teacher named Lauren, who's one of my best friends in the whole wide world. And she made this thing for me, and you guys will love it. I think when I do my subscription, it is in one of the first 4 theme lesson plans. Okay, smart board games, shape books. The shape books that I will read this week, you guys, because I kind of am introducing them to shapes, are the John Klassen books. I think it's not Rory John Klassen. Ooh, and I forgot the other guy. They do those books that are just like charcoal drawings of a square, a triangle, and a circle. I start with triangle, move on to circle, and go into square. I have to buy a new set of those books every single year because I keep them out on my bookshelf because the kids love them. They learn those 3 shapes so easily because these books are amazing. I will put a link to those at the end of this description. But they will ask for these books again. So I just keep them in my teacher cart. I have my own set that's nice. And then the kind of used set goes on the classroom bookshelf. And I had to tape a few of those, so I got to actually remind myself to order those. Okay, then I have first day with the teacher-led center. And we will do the marker and lid match. So what's going on here? If I have 2 aides this day, I will have the 2 aides transition. You see here, transitioning through centers, taking groups through the centers to the bathroom and everything that they have to do. While I will do the marker and lid match game and teach them to work with markers. So we're learning another thing. We learned crayons this day. We are going to learn how to use our markers this day. Now, I might choose to do this on Tuesday. Excuse me. It's really early in the morning, you guys. You can tell my voice is super gravelly. But I am trying to keep this as bare bones as I can because I do not know what I'm going to encounter. I don't know if I'm going to have 5 potty accidents. I don't know. I just want it to be as bare bones as I can but have tons of stuff waiting in the wings for if I can actually accomplish them. First day with, okay, we already did that. Transitioning through centers, Scat the Cat again because they love it. We're going to have snack outside this day. And we are going to talk about how we do snack outside. We will go outside, and the first thing I will do is I will show them where the trash can is. We will talk about how we are going to say our prayer, get our hand sanitizer, come get our water bottle and our snack. Then we sanitize, say our prayer, and before we get their snack, I say, show me where the trash can is. And they all point to the trash can. And I say, you know where the trash can is. You will all throw your trash away. I'm not their trash can. They will throw their trash away. And then I do on Thursday, second day with teacher-led centers, how to use glue sticks and glue. We usually do a little like just making something out of shapes or things like that on that day. And transitioning through centers again. And then we will color our I Survived the First Week certificate. And we will do another Pete the Cat story, songbook, and video, and play some name games. So you can see this plan is super duper duper light. So I'm going to go out of this. Sorry guys, this takes me a minute. And I'm going to go to my pre-K lesson plan and go into full screen. And I'll just show you how it's just a little bit different. I'm not going to take as much time on this one. Okay. I haven't changed the date on this one. Oh, no, I did. This is this year, you guys. I start on the 12th. Ugh. Okay, I basically just copied and pasted what I wrote to parents here. Copied and pasted here. Put my people who are bringing snack. I have 5 people, Monday through Friday. How many kids? I have 14 kids. Copied and pasted books. Copied and pasted learning expectations, which is my end game. This is what I want the kids to know. So here I have, we are going to do our coloring crayons and crayon practice. We're going to do our photos that day. I've got these little chick books that are amazing. You might want to watch the videos on those. I might do them again. Brown bear, sign of the cross. Okay, I've got the marker and lid match on Tuesday. Then I've got making our journal folders and writing our first names, which is what we will do. But do you see how basically I've got so many things in here, guys. We are going to practice center transitions, but you guys, most of these kids know how to do it. I might have 2 kids who don't. So I might do a really, really quick, hey, this is how we do it. At this center, these are the rules for this center. So I'll tell the rules really quick. I'll have my aide, 1 or 2, take the kids around the centers or just supervise the centers. I will take, or one of the aides will do an actual teacher-led center coloring the crayons with the crayons. Then we'll have our markers and lids. So we're doing 2 teacher-led centers here this day. Because I already have seen my class list, I have 1 new kid, you guys. My kids know how to do centers. They know this whole routine. But every day I will go to those free centers and I will explain, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. This is, how we're a good friend. This is how we share. This is what you do if you have a problem. So it's all pretty much the same. But look, I am doing the glue dot family and I am practicing with liquid glue. I am going to practice with scissors. Yeah, I am going to do, I knew on Wednesday I would have a third aid. I don't know when I'm going to have my third aid. Oh, I'm not going to have a third aid. So I'm going to have to fix this. So I have 3 teacher-led centers because we can definitely do it. Okay, we're going to write our first journal page on Thursday. We're going to spin, graph, and count. And we are going to free paint with watercolors. So we're going to learn how to use our watercolors. We're going to learn how to do our journals. We are going to learn how to do spinning and graphing. And this is just a fun center. Most of these kids were introduced to this center the year before. Friday, they're going to go to library. They're going to play Puppets alphabet game. They're going to do some bear sorting. And since this is Friday, what the kids will do, the pre-K get a kind of a special job. They will clean up the center, so they will kind of put everything in bins. Sometimes we walk them to the supply closets. We get done what we can get done, but we get our centers ready to transition into what they're going to change to on Monday. And we're going to color our first week survival certificates. You guys, there's lots of things on this day. I will most likely not get to all of these things. This will be a super quick, maybe during cleanup time. I don't know that I'm going to sort these bears. I don't know if I'm going to have 3 aids that day. Oh, I know I'm not going to this year because I only have the 2. So they're going to do 2 things. The most important thing for me is they color their survival certificates and they play this really fun Puppets game. I know that they know how to sort. They've all done that before. So as you can see, my first week is pretty bare for preschool. It's a little bit more how I run a normal day for pre-K. Again, this is going to change to the one person who brings snack next week. And I really don't start my letter of the week, you guys, until the 3rd or the 4th week of school. I'm going to have to kind of review what I do there. I don't want circle time to be that long yet. So that's just something that takes up more time. My pre-K is definitely ready for it, but I like to start them all on the letter of the week the same week. So I believe it's my 4th week I start. And oh my gosh, we are always really happy when we start that because we have a series of videos that we do for our letter of the week that gives us more time to get our centers ready because we use our educational video time as our time to get our centers all set up and ready for the kids. I started a routine of not having the toys out in dramatic play and the black center at the beginning of the day with my really rough class. I will see how these classes are before I decide what I'm going to do there. But you guys, that is the first week of school. So that was my lesson plan. And I should have said this a lot earlier, but you guys, if you want to go back through and, pause the video and take a screenshot so that you've got this, I actually have all these lesson plan templates in my Teachers Pay Teachers store, and they are editable, and I will leave a link to that as well. They're free. So that is that. Now you have an overview of how I run my first week. I take everything so slowly, and kind of worked into the plan are all the things I don't plan for. Crying children, which you are going to have. You will have at least one crying child. I have never had a year where I've had 0 crying children. In fact, I asked my admin to send some people down to help me with crying children. It's just something we do for the first 2 weeks, and it works out really well. There's, kids having to go to the bathroom at the most inopportune time. And unfortunately for me, my bathroom is all the way at the other end of the hall. The kids cannot go by themselves. I cannot just say, okay, right in here and just check on them. I have to walk down with them and stay with them. So when we break into our groups to do centers, I take my entire group down to the bathroom. And that way, when I'm down there, I'll say, does anyone else need to use the potty? And we learn our bathroom procedures. So that's something that kind of gets worked into the schedule that isn't necessarily printed on the schedule, but they do learn all of that week too. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that answered some questions. If you have any more questions, because sometimes things like this, you end up having a lot more questions and you want to know more. please, please, please comment. I love to answer my comments. And like I said, more is coming. I think the next 4 weeks are going to be super video heavy for me. So please, please, please subscribe if you want more teaching tips and helpful hints for that first week of preschool and beyond. But thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it.